Indianapolis Colts and the Washington Commanders. All that and more coming up next.
Here's the former Utah Ute, Matt Gay, to get this one started. And we are underway from Commanders Field. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Leading them out, their young quarterback, the rookie from LSU. Now Daniel's going to give it up on the touch pass. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage. That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
How about Jonathan Allen there, pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line?
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Here we go, set. Ready.
Now Richardson. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And that's a much-needed completion right there on 3rd down. Really a sigh of relief, isn't it? They're backed up deep. You know they don't want to give the ball back to the other guys with great field position. They needed that throw, that completion, that 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9.
Go.
Richardson looking to throw this. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
A short one there, caught by Granson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on there heals a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4. On the draw is Taylor. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Ready? Ready?
On the ground with a tight end. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 5.
Let's go now.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sit through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Come on, come on. Ready?
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession. As they come up now, 2nd and goal.
Ready?
Taylor is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Josh Downs from 3 yards out. And the Colts go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, oh, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
So that, amazingly, a 17-play drive. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2.
Got it. Ready?
They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Taven Bryan with a nice play defensively.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Daniels. Buying time to his left. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
As we both know, there's a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
To the air goes Daniels. Open man is Noah Brown. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 27-yard line.
Let's go now.
Throwing now is Daniels. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Austin Eckler, 27 yards. And the Commanders are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd and 10.
Here we go.
They go play action with Richardson. He's got Granson, his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
Off play action, Richardson. And he's got Pierce. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ready, ready. Red. Go.
Richardson to throw off play action. Delivers another one to Pierce. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Okay, ready.
They'll run here with Taylor. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Left side, he finds Pierce. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. From the 3 now, here they come on 3rd and goal. Here's Richardson to throw. Looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Colts have taken the lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Alec Pierce. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Let's go.
To throw is Daniels. That's to McCaffrey, complete. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready.
Now Daniels. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Daniels looking to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up, and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for him. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
Indy offense ready to go once again, and we'll get another look at Alec Pierce. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Play action. Now Richardson. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Richardson off the play fake. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Daniels. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side to play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Let's go. Ready.
Richardson looking to throw. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. And Richardson back to throw it. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
On the jump. Ready.
1st and 10, Taylor now. He'll take this to the 46.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
2nd down and 8.
Hey, go.
Richardson looking to throw this. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Richardson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Come on. Hey.
Off the play fake, Daniels. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively at 2nd down.
He was defended by Kenny Moore.
Ready.
Here's Daniels. And this is Hurts with it, right side. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. In motion right is Pittman. Richardson now going to fake the jet sweep, and he'll throw off play action. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play there for Indy. 54 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one on to the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. On the counter, it's Taylor. Taken down at the 30.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2nd and 7.
Let's go.
They go play action with Richardson. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Now it's Richardson. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18.
First down, Colts.
Ready, break. Hey. Go.
On the handoff, Taylor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Second down, another run with Taylor. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Now Richardson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Michael Pittman, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Colts will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Gay is on for the point after. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there in this passing game. It just can't get off the ground, and that play, it wound up losing yardage.
On the screen, this is Eckler. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, Maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step, and if you do that, that's a win for that play.
On third down, Robinson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Commanders Field. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4.
Here we go, shot. Ready, ready.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good yardage after the catch as that played good for 30 and a first.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. To the air goes Daniels. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And out of bounds right around the 20. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Back to the ground with Robinson. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. taking it in from the 20. And the Commanders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 2. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game, 1st and 10 here. They run once more with Taylor. Powers by at the 40. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
He was taken down by Bobby Wagner. A gain of 18 on the play. And the Colts first down.
in Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 2nd down.
Let's go now.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Ready.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. Able to get away. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Ready.
Now Richardson. And he's got Pierce. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alec Pierce with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts will add to their 4th quarter lead. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
And now the Colts are going to keep the offense on the field as they'll go for 2 here.
Ready.
Richardson will throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Now Washington down by 12. A little under 1:50 remaining. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts, so the middle of the field, that should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
Here we go, shot.
To throw is Daniels. Able to find Ertz, and he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Throwing now is Daniels. Here's a screen for Robinson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7. That is caught. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Here's 1st down. Daniels looking to throw. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Go!
Now Daniels. Targets the sideline here. Crowder has it. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Here we go. 1st and goal.
Get it!
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the Colts are going to recover the football. And that should be enough to get them home. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Down to a knee goes Richardson, and that should finish off this victory. Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big 4th quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? In the 4th quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
Well, a couple more minutes, and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different. But ultimately, time runs out on the comeback, so it falls short. And they hold on to win this by just 1 possession.
Not the 4th quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see what they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.